Yesterday marked the start of Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin's confirmation process for DHS Secretary to replace the now exiled Kristi Noem. This is a monumental moment in American history, as all of these confirmation hearings should be, and yet I'm already ready to say that he will easily get the votes and he will be confirmed no matter what the political theater looks like. However, there was plenty of political theater around his confirmation hearings yesterday, including the fact that he couldn't even show up on time for his own job interview.
The hearing to consider the nomination of Markwayne Mullin to be Secretary of Department of Homeland Security will come to order.
Bueller.
And I'm assuming we'll commence when he arrives.
And it seems possible that part of the reason he was late for his own interview is because he had to pray about his attitude before he entered the room.
I get it. I get some of it's got to be political theater. I understand it. I've had to really pray about my attitude.
Once the hearing really got underway, though, and he started to be grilled by senators, is where his confirmation should have fallen apart, where his lack of answers, where his whataboutism and his unwillingness to directly respond to the questions provided should be a disqualifier. But these confirmation hearings in the age of Trump have turned into nothing more than just a rubber stamping process. He already has the votes. There's no question he's going to be confirmed, even when he has this to say about illegal orders.
If directed by the president to take an action that would break the law, would you follow the law or follow the president's direction?
Senator, thank you for the questions and thank you for the concerns. First of all, I've enjoyed working with you on several different issues. We've had very blunt conversations. To answer your question, the president would never ask me to do that.
Any cabinet secretary nominee that can look you square in the eyes and tell you that Donald Trump would never, ever, ever instruct anyone to break the law is obviously just lying to your face. Donald Trump is a 34-time convicted felon. He has been found civilly liable for raping E. Jean Carroll. Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files. He is quite literally a career criminal. He will tell you to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and expect you to follow that order. So when Markwayne Mullin says the president would never do that, yes, he absolutely would, and him not answering the question with a no, I would not follow an unlawful order, is absolutely a disqualifier, but will not be at the end of the day. Now, one of the most consequential exchanges that happened during this entire process was Rand Paul undressing Markwayne Mullin over Mullin's response to Rand Paul being violently assaulted.
You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted. I was shocked that you would justify and celebrate this violent assault that caused me so much pain and my family so much pain. I just wonder if someone who applauds violence against their political opponents is the right person to lead an agency that has struggled to accept limits to the proper use of force.
Mullin is the guy that offered to fight a Teamsters president back in 2023 in a Senate hearing. He stood up, challenged him to a fist fight, and also Mullin is a former MMA fighter. So this guy is already prone to violence. He encourages it, he likes it, he participates in it, and he advocates for it even against his own fellow senators.
If this were a one-off, it would be one thing. If you just disliked me so much that you approved of violence against me, people could just write it off. Well, maybe they hate each other. But really there's a pattern of this. Let's go ahead and roll the tape.
We can be good as an adult. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand up, Bob.
Oh, hold it. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution?
Oh, no, sit down. Sit down. No, you're a United States Senator. Sit down. Okay, sit down, please.
All right. Can I respond?
Hold it.
If he got up too, would you have gone at it right there in the
I
area?
would have probably jumped over the dais at that point.
You have to be called out on it. It's not this guy continues to get away with this stuff. And it's just, you know, it's silly, it's stupid, but every now and then you get punched in the face. Well, go back to the 1800s and 1700s. They used to have canes.
And duels. And they used to have duels.
Yeah. Right. And there's a way that men used to settle their differences. I ignored him 4 times to be part of that. And people say, yes, you're supposed to ignore it. Well, you know, I'm not a very good Christian. I try to be a good Christian, and I know people say you're supposed to turn the other cheek. I prefer the David method.
But we need to move from an almost...
By the way, I'm not afraid of Biden. I will buy.
Fighting?
Oh, I'm in a fight. I'm going to buy. I'll do anything.
The fact that he went on a media tour in the aftermath of that exchange and basically said, yeah, I would have fought him right there, and yes, he deserved it, and yes, I was ready to go, is just another stunning admission that this guy is prone to violence. He is prone to getting into fights. He invites this kind of behavior. And it should be an existential question whether or not someone that is wired that way should be leading an agency that is quite clearly totally fine with violence.
After DHS officers shot and killed 2 American citizens this past January, you joined top administrative officials in publicly blaming and disparaging the victims. Following the killing of Renee Good, Secretary Noem called her a domestic terrorist. You, sir, you called Alex Preddy, quote, a deranged individual that came in to cause max damage. Could we expect those kinds of quick responses if you are confirmed as secretary? Would you be basically, well, you responded as Secretary Noem. Are we going to just expect that same behavior all over again?
No, Senator. I have a deep amount of respect for you. We've had our differences, but I do respect you. I think I said this privately when we had a conversation. Those words probably should have been retracted. I shouldn't have said that, and as Secretary, I wouldn't. The investigation is ongoing, and there is, like I said, there's sometimes going to make a mistake, and I own it. That one, I went out there too fast. I was responding immediately without the facts. That's my fault. That won't happen as Secretary.
So you regret that statement?
I already said that, yes, sir.
Would you want to apologize to the family of Alex Preddy?
Well, sir, I just said I regret those statements.
Is that the same as an apology?
I haven't seen the investigation. We'll let the investigation go through, and if I'm proven wrong, then I will absolutely.
The problem with the killings of Alex Preddy and Renee Good continues to be that we have seen all the angles. We have seen everything that needs to be seen. And the way that it is interpreted is largely dependent on party lines. Markwayne Mullin here says that the investigation is ongoing. He says he regrets his words partially and maybe should have retracted what he said about these 2 executed American citizens in the aftermath of their killings. But he stopped short of saying that I have looked at the video and it's very clear that they should not have died. That is an easy thing to say. You don't have to wait for an investigation to unfold to say what is obvious to those of us that are not MAGA sycophants, to those of us that care about protecting the sanctity of life for American citizens, for migrants, and for any of the people that are being terrorized by the agencies that would be under this man's control as DHS secretary. Markwayne Mullin is spectacularly unqualified and won't even admit what is obviously right in front of his eyes, that American citizens should not be killed by his agents, and that he should not be quick to justify those killings before an investigation unfolds, even though he has said he's waiting for the investigation to unfold before he makes a final statement on whether or not they should have died. We all saw the video, we all saw it unfold, and we all know the truth.